What's good, you guys? Oh my. Hold up. Gotta get fancy with it here. Hold on. Boom. Excuse my setup right now. It's a bit of a mess. I'm rearranging the office a bit. Do a little bit of renovation here. My bad, guys. I've never done this before. All right, there we go. Doing a little renovation here. I have a sick looking office. I'm going to be a professional YouTuber. That's what we're going for. Professional YouTuber. Forget trading. I just want to make YouTube videos. All right, just off rip here. I know there's only 4 people in here right now. Off rip. Do we like this camera angle better, or do we like the diagonal camera angle that we had before? Which one do we prefer? Off rip. Like people on that couch. Maybe in the future, Ed. This one? Okay. All right. This is the angle. This is the angle for viral trading videos, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I do like this better. I don't know if it's just because it's fresh or what, but I feel like it looks a little better than the diagonal. All right, anyways, that's enough about the setup being moved around here. I'm gonna have to find a bit of a more permanent camera option because I've got this one. If somebody bumps this the wrong way, I'm losing a camera. I'll put it that way. All right, anyways, we will go ahead and get into it. I completely forgot to set up my light, so if I get really dark, my bad. Let's see here. First things first, had a nice day today. Started off the day with a stop loss on Microsoft, unfortunately. It was a very small stop loss, though. We only got a starter position in here, and we were looking for this upside move, which we did eventually get. But we took this, where'd we take it? 934. So yeah, we took this one candle before the drop right here. We were looking for a move past the pre-market high into this 375.64 level. We ended up stopping out on that right at low of day, which was right here at 371.96 at that point in time. Now, we did take another trade on this, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I got a bit of an early entry on that compared to the actual signal, but I was not trying to be too early to the party once again on mic. So I waited for a bit of a safer entry. But anyways, we took this again here at 10 o'clock, which is when we really started taking off on Microsoft. This I treated as a pretty quick scalp. We got in and got out on the same candle here, but either way, it was a nice trade. Definitely would have put you green for the day regardless, and I know a lot of you guys held through this to this 375.64 break. I did scalp that break again, but once again, it was just a quick in and out trade. I wasn't trying to be in for too long. I don't know why. I've had a really big trust issue with the market recently, which is not necessarily a great combination, but also it's kind of warranted, to be fair. It's kind of warranted. We've seen some really odd weeks here recently. But anyways, that was the trades we took today on Microsoft. And then I actually, if you guys follow the Floor's Instagram page, which you should, at the Floor Trading on Instagram, Marwan recorded a live trade from Tesla. I believe we took the same trade in that video, but once again, it was a quick scalp for me. I took this high here on Tesla. Not necessarily a crazy good enough setup for a full-on signal, but literally just grabbing a little piece of the pie when I can. That was all that was, and that was just my personal trade for the day. But either way, not too shabby. Not a terrible start to the week. And I know a lot of people actually went crazy today. Eddie with another 3 rackaroonies. This guy is absolutely nuts. I know Gabe had one of his bigger days today as well, so that's sick. But anyways, we will go ahead and get into it here. We're going to go through the watch list from A to Z to see what I'm liking, see what I'm not liking. There's probably going to be a lot of the latter there, but we will just see. So first things first here, I actually want to check the news again because we didn't go over the news too much today. I don't believe we have anything tomorrow. No, we have PPI pre-market, so that's fine. Not really worried about PPI. Well, I am, but not while we're trading at least. And then otherwise, we have no news tomorrow. We have Michael Barr speaking at 12:45. Other than that, who cares, to be honest. Housing market index at 10 on Wednesday. And then really the only other news we have this week while we are trading is natural gas report at 10:30 on Thursday. So not too bad. There's nothing really that I'm too concerned with this week. And then all the earnings this week are all the bank stocks. So Citi, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Bank of America, US Bank, all that good stuff. Charles Schwab has earnings this week. Netflix has earnings on Thursday after close, which we already talked about this last night in the lesson, and I'm actually willing to look at Netflix again. I am willing to look at that stock again. I've heard through the grapevine that this stock has been having better volume, still not great volume, but better volume and better spreads. So it's worthwhile for me to take a look at least. Not going to do anything with it until after earnings, of course, but either way, Netflix may be able to weasel its way back into my watch list. If it acts just right, and it's just nice enough to us, it might be able to weasel its way back onto the watch list here. But either way, let's see here. Actual setups that we have for tomorrow. AMD is already catching my eye here at Friday's high of day, 249.58. Now, as far as room above this goes, it's a little iffy here because we do have some major areas that are coming up on the 4-hour, but they're a little too far away right now. So obviously we'll be looking for the 250 break on this. And the next real resistance we've got here is not until really 253.17, but we'll go ahead and count some of these after hours. Sorry, this high of date from 2/3/26. Okay, so as far as this goes, next resistance is not until, is that 250.30? Crazy, that's an old level. Okay, next resistance is not until the, oh my lord, dude, can I click on the right thing? 252.65 is the next real resistance here, and that's that high of day from February 3rd, I believe, or February 2nd, something like that. So first off on this, I'm going to be looking for the 250 break, obviously, and then really it's going to be fully up to momentum until we get to these next couple of resistance levels up here. It's not a super crazy setup target wise, but I do like Friday's high. I think we could see a decent breakout there. So AMD is getting marked. We'll go ahead and move on. Also, for any of you guys that are in here, if you guys have any questions at all, trading wise, risk wise, setup wise, anything like that, feel free to ask. You can save them for the end and ask. It doesn't really matter when you ask, but I'm going to go ahead and do a Q&A at the end of this charting session here. So make sure you stick around. And also, if you stick around to the end, we're going to be making a full watch list for tomorrow that you can take and use however you please. Let's see here. BABA, we kind of have a flat top forming here at 130.47. We are a little far away from that right now, though. If we get up there, I would not mind taking a look at it, but it's a little far for my liking right now. And BABA is one of those that is very, very hit or miss. Coin is not doing a whole lot right now. I liked that downside on Friday, but we did not end up taking that. Let's see, CRWV is coming up to a pretty major 4-hour resistance here. 114.55. I actually really like this. Contracts had volume today too. This is super odd. Let's look at these together. Contract volume today. Look at this. 0 open interest, 0 open interest, 0, 0, 23,000. And 17K in volume. So there's a chance we'll have some volume tomorrow on the 115 calls. That would be amazing if we did. And the spreads are not terrible either. Look at this. CRWV may just be the lock for tomorrow. Yeah, I like that. 114.55 for a breakout. I've got pretty easy room up to, obviously 115 break. And then above that, this 116.21 level is an old support level, but it should be acting as our next real resistance area right now. So I would be targeting a move up to 116.21 on this. I would definitely be looking for that. That's solid. CRWV is looking good. DAL, I will pass. DDOG, I will pass. Disney, I will pass. Google coming up to a major resistance once again here at 322.08. We were looking at this level last week. We have such a beautiful target here. This 4-hour uptrend is lining up just far enough away that it gives us room for this to actually move. And it's also not so ridiculously far that there's absolutely no shot we're ever seeing this level. So 324.20 is that 4-hour trend. I'm definitely going to be looking for that for my target on Google. I really, really like that setup. Google and CRWV are the two best looking so far. INTC went crazy today. What happened? Price target. Okay, can we see any news? INTC at all-time high. Is that all-time high? It is. Okay. I mean, honestly, I'm really not that interested still, but doing good. Good job to any long-term investors on INTC. Your portfolio is at a new all-time high. Congratulations. Let's see here. Meta. 638.58. We did not break yet. We are, however, 16 cents away from breaking. So, doubt this is going to be here in the morning, but I really like this level on Meta. I was actually going to throw that on the watch list this morning until I realized how far away we actually were. But 638.58 looks really nice on this. I am a fan of that level. So we'll keep it marked for now. If it goes away, then it is what it is, but looks good. Microsoft obviously broke out of some pretty major levels today as well, but I don't really have anything on this until, well, above 390 really. So unfortunately, it's looking like no Microsoft tomorrow. MSTR, once again, broke out of a pretty important level here on the 1 hour today. And we don't know yet if we're going to hold above, but if we do, that could definitely be a pre-market watch. We're going to have to get it moving here within the next 40 minutes, though, to get this holding back above on the higher time frames. So if that happens, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, but I don't mind the after hours high on MSTR. That's probably going to be one that I'll wait for pre-market, though, to actually ride out. MU is coming up to a resistance at 439.28. I like this a lot as well. I've got pretty easy room on this up to like 443.30. And really, that's not even our next major resistance, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some selling above this area right here. So obviously we had pretty aggressive sellers step in. This would have been right around market open on MU anyways. So price action is pretty volatile, of course, but as far as that goes, we may see some sellers above this, but really the next major resistance is at this high at 449.10, and there's absolutely no shot I'm looking to hold for a $10 move on this. So I'm perfectly okay with targeting 442.55 and calling it a day. that would be enough for me to be happy. NVIDIA, we have a flat top here at 190. That looks beautiful as well. Is this the week of actually getting setups, guys? I think it might be. Let's see here. Oracle moving up. PLTR. Don't think that I'm interested. Yeah, I'm good on that. See here. I don't think we really have anything else. All these stocks are kind of trash anyways. Never really have any volume. ST, no. Walmart, no. Block, no. Let's see here. Tesla. I really don't love Tesla's high of day either. So yeah, I think that's going to be probably it for the watch list. I guess if Tesla always kind of gets a pass on my watch list though, to be fair. This always works its way onto my watch list somehow if we end up having nothing else. So Tesla, if we do get moving and we get moving significantly more aggressive than the rest of the watch list, I would not mind looking at the high of day. This is not something that's going to be going in my watch list for tonight though, because it does not look even half as good as a lot of these other setups do. So we'll go ahead and get to making the watch list here and see how this is going to wind up. We had a ton on watch last Monday and literally none of them were there in the morning. So hopefully that's not the case this week as well. Let's see here. We're going to start off with AMD. AMD actually might end up being a side watch because this thing is kind of far compared to the others, but we'll just go alphabetical order for now and rearrange at the end. Can you turn up your mic? I can, Dave. I can. So the thing is with my microphone, it's either going to be really, really loud or really, really quiet. And I've not really decided which is better because my mic is sitting right here. And if I'm looking over this way, which I am a lot, I'm talking away from my microphone. So when I'm looking this way, my mic gets significantly louder though. So it's a little annoying there. I don't want to blow your guys' eardrums out though. Is this good? Is this volume good? Yes, no, maybe. Still kind of low. Guys, you can feel free to tell me this like in the Discord as well. I've always felt like my mic is kind of low, but I don't want to end up blowing your guys' eardrums out on accident. So just kind of left it that way. All right, we good there? Can you turn it up and then we can lower? Yeah, that's fine, Ward. I mean, this is as high as it goes. I have considered getting a boom arm, and I may still do that. I just hate those boom arms. I really hate them. I don't like having something directly in front of my face, especially while I'm like looking around relatively quickly. So I just keep it sitting on my desk. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I may cave in and get one. Just the least amount of clutter I can have on my desk as possible, the better. Anyways, AMD. So looking at the 249.58 5-day from Friday for a breakout, targeting a move. Move through the 250 break. Then I have room all the way up to 252.66, which is our next resistance. Also, of course, my dog has to make maximum noise. Sorry, guys. 250, 256, or sorry, 66, which is our next resistance. In the meantime, I will be using momentum as my main target. There we go. That's fine. Next up, CRWV. CRWV. 114.55 on that is the level. So CRWV. Looking at the 114.55 resistance for a breakout. This is a major level on the 4 hour, so I am expecting some nice volume slash follow through. Targeting a move on this to the 115 break, then the next major resistance at, oh wait, that's not even, to the next resistance at 116.21 for the final target. Boom. Next, Google. We're still here. Haven't broke yet. Google looking at the 322.08 flat top for a breakout. Targeting a move to the, I don't know why I can't type this word. Targeting a move to the 4 hour uptrend at 324.20. Actually, that can stay exactly like that. You really don't need to overcomplicate it there. Meta looking juicy here. What are we looking at for on a target on this though? Target wise, I think I said just a 640 break, to be honest. We've got room above for sure, but we just don't have any super clear targets in the meantime. So above 640, let's see what we were looking at. 312.26. 312.26. 312. All right, I'm gonna back this down. Just go ahead and go 5 minute here. See, 1 minute. No, we really have nothing super interesting going on here. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and look for the 640 break on this, and then any momentum above that is just the icing on the cake. As long as we have our risk lined up properly, then it's fine. Meta looking at the, did we just break a new high? Of course we did. Okay. That's fine. I still like this same level. Looking at the 638.58 resistance for a breakout. Targeting a move to the 640 break. Above this, I will just be using momentum for my final target. Easy. Next up, MSTR. Did we break that? Oh, no. MSTR is going to be a pre-market. MSTR check pre-market for possible after hours high setup if we hold previous resistances. All right. Moving on, MU's looking really nice. MU looking at the 439.28 resistance for a breakout. Playing this through the 440 break. Then I will be targeting the next resistance area at 442.55. Anything above this, I would expect some sellers to step in, so I will be keeping my final target at this level. There we go. Next up, NVIDIA forming a flat top at 190 over the past 2 days. Looking at the 190 resistance for a breakout, targeting a move to 191. And then let me just see here. I want to double check and see if we've got, oh yeah, we've got crazy room to the upside. So realistically on this, the safest move is probably just target 191 and keep that as your number you're basing your risk to reward off of. And then after that, if we get anything above 191, then once again, it's just the icing on the cake there. Anything above this, I will just be using momentum as my final target. And then I believe that's the last thing. Yeah. All right. So MSTR, this is going to go down to a side watch. Then we will go ahead and do that. And then otherwise, I believe everything else is upside. MD, CRWV, upside, Google, upside, Meta, upside, MU, upside. Hopefully we don't have a sell-off day tomorrow. NVIDIA, upside. If we have a sell-off day tomorrow, we're going to be left with absolutely nothing right now. So let's see here. AMD is still, it's not that far away. Not that far away. Really, none of them are. Which is kind of good and also kind of alarming. Either way, that's fine. I like that. That's a good watch list. What's up, Chavo? How we doing? I don't know if he's still in here or not. I don't know when he sent that. What's good, my friend? Dylan watching the stream. There we go. There we go. All right, guys, that's what I've got for the watch list. We've got quite a bit of time left here, though. If you guys want to turn this into a little Q&A, more than happy to sit here and answer your questions for as long as you've got them. Also, I can't lie, I'm super hyped to get my office finished because I've been needing to do this for a minute and I just haven't. Like I don't know why. I've been not really pushing it off, but also I guess I just didn't know what direction I wanted to go with it. Thank you, thank you. There's nothing better at night than an energy drink. Also, is there anybody in here that's not in the chat? You have an image of what it will look like. In my head, yes, Warden. Yes, I do. In my head. We're going to have to wait and see if it actually turns out that way, though. Where am I from? I'm from the Midwest, unfortunately. I know that's a very broad range, but go to the Midwest, go right in the middle of it, go to the place with, like, probably the worst weather. Most brutal winters and most brutal summers. and then put the pin right there, and then that's where I'm at. Nah, I'm from Indiana. Slightly better than Ohio. Definitely better than Ohio. I, I honestly don't even know if I've been to. Oh, I've been to Ohio. I had to go to Cincinnati to get my. Actually, both of my parents' dogs. Go Hoosiers. That's right. That's right. All right, I got to do this real quick. Sorry, you guys already know what I'm doing. If you guys are not in the floor and you want to trade with me and the team, click the first link in the description. Do yourself a favor. Click it. Click it, click it, click it. And if any of the team is in here and they want to be kind enough and throw them a little discount code, you can feel free to do that as well. Definitely let me know next time you come to New York. If I ever go to New York, Chavo, I'll let you know for sure. If I ever go to New York. It's a major if. All right, we got no questions, no nothing. Everybody in here is a master trader. I'm going to go ahead and send the watch list to the chat. Once again, if you're not in the chat and you want to take advantage of the watch list, go right ahead. If somebody from Freemium joins the stream right now, I'll give them a week for free. I'm just seeing if anybody that isn't paying is at least dedicated enough to join the stream that is free, that we do every week, and there's absolutely no reason to miss. They've got approximately 45 seconds before my offer is up. Unfortunately, the offer is now up. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right. I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes. If you have any more questions, if you have any questions at all, fire them at me. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap it up early, but I'll leave that up to you guys. So I'm going to give you, Martin, man, you're literally a minute too late. You're a minute too late. Actually, I got you with something. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see. Do I have? All right. Martin, I'm DMing you right now. All right. There you go, Martin. All right, guys. Guess this is it. I guess this is it. All right, once again, watch list is posted in the chat, so make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And I will talk to you all in the morning for pre-market review. Let's have a beautiful trading day tomorrow, everybody.